Hi everyone, it's Janice and I'm here today to show you my latest junk journal. This one's a fairy fabric one, and as you can see on the front I have added quite a lot of applique, some silver charms and a fairy garden frame. And that fairy is my favourite one, so I've put her on the front of the book. That's just beautiful applique, this one. And the spine has also the pearl flowers. There you can see more of the fabric, and I've just added that applique down the side there to sort of match in with what I've put on there. Closure is seam binding, and it's quite a lot of it, so just undo that. It's quite a chunky book, as you can see. This one's a pocket, and I've added a little charm there and there of some fairies. And inside this pocket are note card tags. So, and most of the tags and pages I've added a lot of bling, so it's quite sparkly. So that one just ties up with the same seam binding that I have for the closure. And this one's a little mushroom, and it has a note card, little piece of applique there, and another little fairy charm. Fairies play here. And that one's a piece of a snippet. I've added some lace and a piece of crochet there, a pocket, and this one. All the note cards are usually cut out, so that's one, and it matches the cutout on the belly band there. And this one is a page hugger, and I've made it out of one of my fairy books, so it can be put on any page throughout the journal. I'll just put it back on that one, and then what you can do is just tuck some notes or letters or note cards inside that one. A lot of fairies in this book, and this one's a pocket, and it has some note cards in there. And that one just ties up with some sewing thread, embroidery thread. This pocket I've made out of one of the fairy books, and it has a note card in there, and just underneath a little notepad for writing. Just move that up a little bit. A doily, and I've stamped a fairy on a mushroom there, or toadstool, whatever you like to call it. This one's one of the see-through pockets, and it's a little fairy house, a little fairy charm, and another tag at the back. They've got fabric on them as well. And there's my favourite fairy on the music paper. This one's an envelope, and it has a note card in there. I think there was over 60 pieces of ephemera in this book. Middle of the first signature, and that's using another page of my fairy book. And that one has some note cards in there and a bottle, and that one's got a little charm there as well, and a little key charm. So that one just tucks up. I didn't want to cut it up, so I've folded it up. Little tuck spot with some note cards. These are all beautiful fairy quotes that you can read. And this one's a butterfly pocket with a butterfly note card. And I've put some colourful trim along the top of that page. And the other side of the doily, another one of those little quotes, and this one's a pocket And this fairy house, the doorknob, I've put a little charm on there. Another tuck spot with a note card. And this belly band, I've put some bling in those charms. And that one's a cutout note card. Envelope, and it has a butterfly in that one. And this one has all bling on the butterfly as well. Magic happens under the moonlight. Another pocket that I've put a window in, and I have a little fairy sitting on the side there. And a little door, and that one's a little tuck spot. Now this journal has a file folder in the middle, and it's got quite a lot in it. I've tied it with the lavender seam binding, and then this is a little book that I've put inside this little file folder, and it also has little pockets that you can add to. So that one just sits inside the front there. Then as it opens up, note card and writing paper. I thought it's just something different than making a signature. And that opens up and it has some bottles and note card. More bottles, I love cutting those out. And another note card there of the fairy. And here's the fairy gates, as I call them. And inside that is a spot to put different things in as well. I've added little quotes to those note cards. And that one just ties up with seam binding. Then here we have another pocket. And this opens up, so I'll close that part. And all of these are tags that fit in here. They've all got quotes on them, fairy quotes. And this one has a pocket. And I'll untie that, which I don't normally do. But I'll just untie one side. And that one also opens up with a pocket and note cards in there. It's quite interesting to make that. And this side is the belly band with a tag, and that one actually goes in there, and this will then tie up, and there's a note card there with a fairy. So that then all ties up together with that file folder. I think it's just a nice addition, makes something a little bit different. That one's a snippet with that fairy, and I've added a big charm bling there. Another see-through pocket. This one's writing paper. That's just a decoration on the page, so I've added some doily and some lace and put that fairy on there. Beautiful images. I've mixed a couple of kits with this book, and that's another page out of my fairy book. Just a little page design decorator. And another see-through window pocket, and it has another fairy charm there. I was lucky to buy a pack of fairy charms, so a lot of them went into this book. So there's a potion bottle, or just a nice decorative bottle there as a little tuck spot. Butterfly pocket, and I've added a butterfly tag to that pocket. More note cards. Follow the moonbeams to wander. that's such lovely applique. That's the only piece I had left, so I thought it matched that fairy. And another note card in that butterfly pocket. Same cutout as what's on the front cover. Middle of the second, well actually it's the third signature if you count the file folder as a signature. So I've added that lace, and these are fairy note cards which have cutouts of fairies on them, and a little charm in the centre. Piece of rickrack braid across the top. Another tuck spot, and another fairy. It's full of fairies, this book. And another belly band that I've put all little pieces of bling down the charms on there. And another one of those bottles. I've cut them out and then I've just added a little piece of bling on there. Let your spirit dance with the stars. And another little fairy house tuck spot. Another little fairy quote, and a pocket with some butterflies. This one's an envelope, and it just ties up. We have some writing paper, and I've made that into a ghost pocket and put the matching note card in that one. Actually, that's a pocket there with another bottle. Can fill that quite a lot, that envelope. It's quite roomy inside that one. And that's the other side of that fairy page out of the book. I've added some rickrack down that side. They're beautiful illustrations, and more rickrack braid down that page as well. And another one of the doilies that I've decorated for a page decoration. And this one I've added the top there, which has got a little charm on there. Just part of the page decoration, that one is. And some green rickrack. And I've put all little pieces of bling down that belly band, and another bottle. Envelope with a note card in there. And this one's an envelope. And this one has a pocket with note card and a tag in that one. Some writing space and some tags in here. So it has quite a lot of ephemera in this book. I've enjoyed making it, and that's my latest journal. So thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.